Need help playing this character? Or you just want to help support me so I can finally start going to majors? Check out my Patreon for more tips on Lucas play. Link is in the description. You want to win with Lucas? May it be online at tournaments? Well, I got the video for you. Loosely inspired by J-Tail's video. Here it is, 5 tips to win as Lucas. I know a lot of you have been asking me for an actual guide, but it won't come until after I do the PK Freeze guide, because that would complete the specials list, and then I could just have a whole amalgamation video of every single special and all of the tips of Lucas together. Anyway, let's do this. Now, the first tip is, it's about your specials. Now, to me, Lucas is such a boxer type character. You have to be really close to your opponent to get the most out of your Lucas play. But your specials is what you use to actually turn on that zoner side of Lucas. You have to really study the effectiveness of each move to really maximize your zoner side of the character. Lucas is not that great of a zoner, but when you do turn on his zoning side mid-match, it's good to mix up your opponents and make them think like, what the freak? This Lucas stopped being like a boxer type character. Now he's like zoning. Now I have to figure out how to get around this. And when you do go into this mode, you don't want to just throw out PK Fires, throw out PK Freeze and expect them to hit. You want to make sure that you're using your moves very differently every time you use them, so that way it mixes the opponent up and be like, I do not know how to get around this. For an example, PK Fire, you want to full hop PK Fire, full hop magnet PK Fire, run off a platform PK Fire, drop down off a platform PK Fire, wave bounce PK Fire, B reverse PK Fire. There's so many ways to use PK Fire. And really mixing up your timings with PK Fire is the most effective way of using that move. Now, PK Freeze, you can also mix up a lot of your movements with it, but also the most effective way to really use PK Freeze is to get people to air dodge. You want people to be scared of this move, so that way you can condition them to air dodge in the air or either take shield damage, which you can capitalize at any moment. And to really be effective with Side Magnet and PK Thunder, it kind of depends on the player, because there's so many different ways you can be using these moves. You can be using Side Magnet for a lot of mix-up stuff. You can be using it for movement. You can be using it for recovery, for advantage state, disadvantage. A lot of ways you can use Side Magnet. And PK Thunder, there are a lot of ways you can use that as well. Do you want to be risky and rack up damage with it, or do you want to just use it for recovery, for edge guards? It depends on certain characters, what characters you're playing again, how good are you using PK Thunder, because you can move it around like so many ways, but you're also vulnerable at the same time. There are a lot of ways to use these moves. I would say check out my guides on those moves, because you might not want to use it the same way I use it, but you have to make sure you are using it 100% effective for your type of play style. Now we're gonna go into the second tip, which is about down tilt. Now guys, remember when I said Lucas is such a boxing type character? Well, down tilt actually adheres to that type of idea. Now down tilt does a lot for Lucas. First off, it starts combos. It starts mix-ups as well. It starts up kill confirms. And it beats attacks because it's frame 3. So to win with Lucas, you really want to be using this move a lot to help you out in your neutral. Now, the number 3 tip is your effectiveness off stage. Now, off stage is where Lucas excels at the most. Lucas is definitely either top 10 or top 5 off stage, but he's not as good as most other characters because it's harder for him to gimp high recoveries. But if you really figure out that you have PK Thunder, you got PK Freeze, PK Fire, you have all these tools to get characters off stage, for the most part, you should be gimping most characters in this game with down smash, 2 framing, and all this crap. So if you really want to win as Lucas, you need to study how every character recovers, and you need to be going out there and hitting these characters and making sure you get the kill as early as possible. And to really win with Lucas, you need to be thinking about the different situations that you're in, like, should I use PK Thunder? Should I down air him? Should I back air him? What should I do to really gimp him off stage? And not only that, you need to think about the player. Last match, did he use a lot of bomb recoveries? Did he use a lot of up B mix-ups? What did he do so I can gimp him faster and kill him early? Being off stage is about matchup knowledge, but it's also about you practicing these different situations. You have to practice edge guarding Link. You have to practice edge guarding Pikachu, which is probably impossible, but you have to practice these different situations. Just like with everything I'm talking about in this video, you have to practice this. It's not going to just come to you. And you also have to be fearless of going off stage and being able to practice these things in friendly sets and also online. Just making sure that you have these situations down packed in your brain and you know that this situation is going to happen, so I'ma down there this guy. Now, number 4, control your floatiness. Now, Lucas has such a bad disadvantage state, so you have to really practice how floaty this character is and how he moves in the air, so that way you can dodge attacks and everything, which is kind of hard because being floaty gives your opponent a lot of time to catch up to you and also juggle you like crazy. You want to make sure you're practicing your disadvantage state. Make sure you know what times to use side magnet, what times to air dodge, how far you can go out off stage, and how far you can get away from opponents. Everything. You want to make sure your air drift is tight and perfect. Well, almost perfect. Now, the number 5th tip to win with Lucas is knowing that your aerials are safe. So basically what this means is that most of your aerials have little to no landing lag when hit on shield or just regular old landing on the stage. This makes Lucas that boxing type character because now you have the ability to just wail on people's shields, because when you hit somebody's shield, that's -2 frames that they will have advantage over you. So you could just hit somebody's shield and immediately bring up like your shield, or immediately air dodge right after you hit somebody's shield, or you can pressure them with down tilt and do a lot of things after hitting somebody's shield with a kind of safe up air. So it's a lot of things that you could do around the area of where that person's character is, and you can just go crazy with it. You can mix up with down tilt, which down tilt confirms it to kill confirms and a lot of stuff. So just having this ability to just go crazy and having these -2 frames on shield is so good for Lucas as a character because it makes him be able to go in on certain characters. So some of y'all probably thought this is the end of the video, you know, since I just talked about basically 5 tips, but I'm gonna give y'all one more tip. Lucas is great at catching spot dodges. So basically, Nair and down smash are really great tools for catching spot dodge, because as soon as you figure out and really pay attention to your opponent, like really pay attention to them, once you notice that what times they are spot dodging, throw out a down smash and kill them at like 80-90%. Then if you notice that they're spot dodging early, like early and you want to punish them, then throw out a nair and catch the spot dodge. There are a lot of ways you can do this. You can also use down tilt as well to catch spot dodges, which is another great tool to catch spot dodges. But at the same time, with Lucas, you really want to be catching spot dodges. He's one of the easier characters to catch people spot dodging with. Anyway, I want to ask you guys a question. How do you win with Lucas? It might be something I haven't mentioned in the video. It might be something I need to learn and start doing with my own gameplay. Anyway guys, Discord is in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video.